3, 2, 1.
Trying to have a big, juicy discussion about how I overcame some pretty rotten thinking.
I keep hearing people say that it's not cool to care about things, as if that trend were something new. As if nihilistic thinking were some bold new discovery. As if no previous generation had ever before considered indifference to be a virtue of coolness. But it seems that there's always some clique, some scene, or some group insisting that we need not concern ourselves with meaning, effort, or purpose. They claim it's pointless, perhaps to justify indulgence, but more than likely it's cowardice or short-sightedness under the guise of mellowness or edginess. And that's not new, it's just typical. Maybe instead these people just don't have anything to say. Maybe they don't have anything to fight for. As an example of collective ignorance, as well as the cliche of wasted youth, to suggest that it's not cool to care about things. Maybe your average nihilist just cares more about themselves and their own experiences than they do about others. I certainly know I've been guilty of that kind of self-centeredness in years past, but I confess getting bent out of shape for all kinds of awful trends. But nihilism probably is the worst. It's literally a pointless trend, in the sense that it's believing that life is pointless. It's actually quite dangerous as well, especially if we allow nihilistic thinking to diminish the importance of human life. Advocating meaninglessness is also the most boring response to the bewildering miracle of existence. But again and again, people tell me that it doesn't matter. Nothing matters, they say. Just enjoy your life, they say, as if I haven't already tried that. If I constantly indulge self-seeking behavior under the assumption that my actions don't have serious consequences, problems don't get solved, neither mine nor the people around me. Let's be honest about this, for once. Let's say it for generations past, present, and future. If you say that life is meaningless, you're probably trying to justify laziness, cowardice, or hedonism. Maybe you're trying to justify all three because that's easier than building your mind, helping others, or even having a worthwhile adventure. Or maybe meaninglessness just seems easier than personal development. Yikes. So they say that nothing matters, but maybe just the opposite is true. Or is that too scary to think about? Maybe everything matters a lot. Maybe your average nihilist has merely gorged themselves on bogus life experiences. Things like junk food, e-cigarettes, unsavory videos, and poorly made AAA titles. If that's the case, they better hope that nothing matters, at least for the time being. In reality, however, hedonism is a prison. Sure, there's a time for enjoyment, there's a time to unwind, but for the surrounding generations, our priorities have been mangled. We need to choose strength and development. We need to choose better ideas and better information. We need to comprehend that the information we consume via entertainment is building our understanding of the world around us. Ugh. So we've discussed nihilism and its appeal to the hedonist, but now let's take a look at the indifferent cool kid stereotype. Why does the cool kid seem so indifferent? Are they really immune to the same pain and dissatisfaction that seems to be affecting their classmates? Or is that some kind of lie? And why do they want to tell that lie? What makes it cool to not care? Is that a demonstration of strength and competence? Or is it an illusion? Who instead is working to be a friend? How many kids are working with others to make them feel included and worthwhile? Pay careful attention to those kind of people. The truth is that the cool kid is scared and suffering too. They don't rock the boat because perhaps they don't know how. They were born and grew and somehow achieved a level of status that they don't want to lose. They don't want to descend an inch socially, and I can't blame them. In fact, I don't blame anyone. It appears to me that many of us seem to be living on autopilot. I don't think the chill cool kid usually means the world any harm, but they are setting somewhat of a false example. They portray a calm and collected demeanor, but they don't actually have everything under control, and most are merely trying to maintain that illusion with the right clothes, the right activities, and the right facial expressions. Meaning will be waiting for them when they grow up, as it waits for anyone who is willing to pick it up and carry it. Rebels are obviously drawn to nihilism as well. It has become my experience that a genuine rebel will often eventually rebel against his own group, especially when the season of youth begins to close. He begins to realize what truly matters and that all too often he had tried to take the easy way out. Perhaps the authority figures were wrong about many things, but he also begins to see his own error. He sees that the tapestry of life is big and strange and that his options are dwindling. He could die an angry young man becoming a martyr for meaninglessness. He could retreat into denial and hedonism. He could stay angry and become a bitter old man after bitter middle age. Or he could grow up. He can, in fact, recognize that his group, his tribe of hooligans, and the spirit of meaninglessness which possessed them was the real bogus authority all along. And so he has that choice, and that choice is his gift. The rebel possessed by meaninglessness can only embody the illusion of coolness while they are young. It's another trend with another expiration date, but it appears that we are the ones expiring, as the trend, the spirit of meaninglessness, keeps finding new life in new generations. To summarize the predicament, the decision not to care produces a vast assortment of bogus results. Not caring makes one person chill and indifferent, but another person stop bathing. It makes one person compose whimsical poetry and gentle melodies, but another person justify a drug habit and then overdose. Advocating for nihilism is advocating for sloppy living. It's clearly not cool to be unhygienic. They say it's not cool to care, but they care enough to bathe. Let's get this straight facetiously. You have to care just the right amount about just the right things in front of just the right people at just the right times. Is that it? No, let's do it the right way and the simple way. Yes, in this case, it's both. Okay, here's what we do. Figure out what's important to care about and then care about it a lot. Care about dignifying everyone around you. Usually the chill, cool kids approve of this type of behavior even if they're unwilling to practice it themselves. Yes, life hurts a lot, but I will speak from experience. I will speak from experience. The lifestyle of meaninglessness failed me when I was suffering senselessly. And I will specify here that we're talking about different kinds of pain with different solutions. We remedy the pain of responsibility by choosing it and bearing it. The pain that we're trying to avoid is senseless suffering brought on by bad behavior, which is remedied by helping others. Greater meaning and satisfaction are also found in helping others, whether or not we ourselves are hurting. Helping others is a cure-all for dissatisfaction. You see, all of this runs contrary to nihilism. Sadly, it often seems easier not to try, convincing ourselves that it doesn't matter. This is why I call nihilism lazy. Working to do the right thing is the only thing that worked for me. It wasn't a new song or a new show or new shoes or a new flavored e-cig. It was meaning, the opposite of nihilism, which begins to soothe the pain of living. On the likely chance that there are any heroes out there, here's an important question. What did you accomplish despite your pain?
Recording, I am up to 22 subscribers. Please be one of the first if you want. You can always consider me a friend. 'Cause the days are getting strange. 'Cause the days are getting strange.